everyone, it's Kate with Floral. I'm back this week to talk all things sewing bee. I hope you're well, had a good week, enjoyed the show last night. If you haven't watched the show, go and watch it and then come and watch this because there's lots of spoilers in it. We have anyone who is new to this, we spend a bit of time each week hunting out the patterns featured in the show or very similar ones. We've got some really good ones this week. So the theme was summer. The first challenge was paper bag shorts. So a lot of you guys, I'm sure you know what they are already, but elasticated waist, that was the key thing, and kind of almost looking like a paper bag being scrunched together, so they've got ruffles above, or kind of gathering above the waistline. So I've got two really fantastic options for this. The key thing that they had in the show is that it was an elasticated waist. So I've got two options. So I've got an independent and I've got a commercial pattern. So the first one, the independent, is the Opal Patterns and Shorts from Megan Nielsen. This comes in sizes 6 to 20. These are great. I mean, these are almost perfect, I have to say. So they had the elasticated waist, they've got the big belts that you tie at the front, and then the shorts. Her version, the Megan Nielsen ones, the shorts are a bit longer, they come just above the knee. The Sewing Bee ones are a little bit shorter, so you can obviously tweak the length of these or put the big turn up that they all had on there. So I thought that was a really good option. The commercial version I've got is the McCall's 8118, and this comes in sizes 4 to 24. This one was probably slightly closer actually in terms of the finish because it has got the big turn ups. It's got that elasticated waist. I mean, the pictures of this are quite hilarious. I mean, who wants a pair of pleather shorts? Don't know. But if you look at the line drawing, it's pretty similar. The difference with these is that they don't have pockets, which the one in the Sewing Bee did. But I thought either of those were really good options, and they're a really nice thing to make for summer, so I'm quite speedy. So yes, good options. So the second challenge we don't search for because, let's be honest, the things they make are absolutely bonkers. So this week the transformation was using old swimming shorts and swimming trunks and making them into a summer outfit, and they were quite hilariously bizarre. I do find it really funny because I was talking last night with Rachel and I was saying some of them are so mad that I can't work out how they manage to keep a straight face, that Esme and Patrick, because they are bananas, quite a lot of the things that everyone makes. Anyway, that is by the by. So last but not least, the made to measure challenge. I remembered what it's called this week. I couldn't remember last week. So the theme was a button down summer dress. We did pretty well on this actually, I have to say. It did take a while, but I think I've got some really fantastic options. So first person we've got, I apologise, my laptop is here so I can keep everything here. Okay, first person we've got is Catherine. I'm really sorry guys, as I said last time, I'm legally not allowed to show you any of the pictures of the line drawings from the show, which is a real pain because it would be much easier if I could do that. So, Catherine's dress, button down the front, sleeveless, princess seams, waist seam, and then a flared sort of skirt with big patch pockets. So this one was great because they sneakily showed the front of the packet of this one, so I know this one is correct. This is the Butterick B6674. I know this one is spot on. So it's got the sleeveless, it's got the princess seams, flared skirt, patch pockets. It's a really great summer dress. There's a variation that has ruffles around, to kind of a ruffle around the neckline as well. And it even comes with a bag pattern as well, this one, which is quite nuts. But yeah, so I was really chuffed with that because that one is spot on. Next up, we've got Damien's dress. Again, this was a sneaky one that did pop up, so I know this one is right. Mandarin collar, button down the front, loose fitting, pockets, This is the New Look N6654. I know this is right because it again, the packet was flashed, and I was really chuffed that we found this one. It was really nice. We had two really, you sort of know how the hunting's going to go when you get a couple of easy ones at the start, and then you're off. So this one, yeah, was bang on. Mandarin collar. It's got this really interesting, it's quite loose fitting, and it has this tie that kind of, I think it goes, well, you can see from the back, I'll show you the line drawing, it'll make it more clear, but it's got this tie at the front that isn't there at the back, so I assume it kind of goes around your waist and pops out some slits at the side seam. I thought this was lovely. He chose to style it without the belt. I think it's a really great pattern and perfect for summer, and I was really chuffed that this one was bang on. Next up, we've got Loratu's crossback dress. I'm sure many of you saw this and thought, I know what that is. It's the Fiona Sun Dress from Closet Core Patterns. This comes in sizes 6 to 20, excuse me. This one was, I know no is right. It just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes. The thing that really cinched it for me is that it comes on the back of the dress. It's low and it has a crossover, and I was like, yes, it's definitely the Fiona Sun Dress. So this is a beautiful dress. It's got princess seams, buttons all the way down the front. It's got this lovely square neckline, and I thought she did such an amazing job of fitting it. They did make a couple of comments about the fit, and I thought that was slightly unfair, because making a fitted dress with however many, like 18 buttonholes or whatever it was very full on make, and I thought she did a fantastic job. I love this dress. I think this is such a great pattern for summer. So next up we have got Rebecca's summer swing dress. Again, I spotted this one was good because I spotted the font actually on the pattern pieces, and I knew this is how nerdy we are. I knew instantly which designer it was, so I just then went and looked. So it's the Twill Dress from French Poetry. Isn't it lovely this week? We've got a couple of independents in there, which I'm really chuffed about. I always feel, I wish that they had more independent patterns on there, because it's such, there's such amazing patterns from the indies. Anyway, so the Twill Dress, this comes in sizes 6 to 16. It's a really lovely sundress actually, and it's quite a simple construction. So it's got buttons down the front, it's V-neck, it's got these lovely sort of puff sleeves with a little tie. It's got darts at the bust, and then it's got these fisheye darts at the waist, which means that you get shaping, but you don't need to have a waist seam. It's a really great pattern, and I thought the finished result of this one was really nice. She used a really like a double gauze, which I thought worked really well for it. So yeah, pretty chuffed with that one, because I think that was pretty spot on. Next up we've got Ralph's Seaside holiday dress. So this was a strappy sundress, buttons down the front. It had a sweetheart neckline, seam at the waist, and then sort of flared skirt. I don't think this one is perfect, but I think it's pretty close. So the pattern that we picked was the Colette Dress from Fibre Mood. This comes in sizes 6 to 28. It's pretty similar. The only thing that's slightly different is that the Colette Dress has some gathering at the waist, whereas Ralph's I think was more flared from the waist. But I think it's pretty close. It's got the sweetheart neckline, it's buttons down the front. It's also got these lovely big patch pockets, which are optional. Ralph's dress had this really interesting double strap, which I think the Colette dress doesn't have, but it'd be very easy for you to add 2 straps if you wanted to create that little detail too. But I think this one was pretty close, so we were really, really chuffed with that. Next up we have Jean's Elegant Floral Dress. This one is, I'm 90% sure we've got the right one for this one. Wasn't it incredible? I love the fabric she used, beautiful like graphic floral, really bright colours, and it was long as well, so it really, and it was a visco, so it really sort of swished as she walked. The pattern that I think it is the Vogue 9182. So this pattern has got princess seams, which Jean's had, waist seam, buttons down the front. It's quite a simple construction, but because it's long and it's got this full circle skirt, you just need loads and loads of fabric. And I really felt for her because Esme pointed out, and as soon as I saw the pattern I thought the same, like, how are you going to hem this? You've got meters and meters of hemming to do on a curve, which, yeah, I think was her downfall actually this week, poor Jean. But beautiful pattern all the same. So next up we've got Adam's 50s Fit and Flare dress. This I think we've got the right one for this as well. I was really pleased. Button down front, obviously. It had this big inbuilt waistband which gives it a real sort of 50s feel. It had gathering up around the shoulder seam, and the pattern that we used, found, was the Vogue 8577. I'm pretty sure this is bang on, and I have found, this is the second week in a row, that one of the contestants has pretty much used the same fabric on the pattern cover as they have in their real make. So he used a blue and white spotty fabric, and the pattern cover for this is blue and white spotty, which I think, and the pictures for this, which I thought was quite funny. Except he used red buttons, and he had nice details, like on the waistband he put red piping, so it was quite striking. But yeah, when you look at the line drawing, this is almost spot on. It's got the gathering up there, it's got these lovely pockets and buttons down the front, so very classic sort of 50s shape. Right, next we have got, oh, this one really got me, Serena's statement sleeve dress. This one was so difficult. I hunted and hunted and hunted, and I thought I'd be able to find it. Such a beautiful dress, absolutely love it. So I've got two options for this. They're not perfect, and if anyone, the second one might be right. It's hard to tell. So the first pattern that I've got is the Hughes dress. Actually, I should talk you through Serena's dress. So this pattern had square neckline, princess seams that came from the edge of the square neckline down to the waistline, buttons down the front, seam at the waist, and then these really big kind of puff statement sleeves. So the two options I've got, the first one is the Hughes dress from Friday Pattern Company. This definitely has the same silhouette, the same feel as that dress. It's got that squarish neckline. It doesn't have the puff sleeves. And the thing that's different is that the princess seams come from the bust on this rather than from the edge of the neckline. But I definitely think it feels very similar in shape and style to Serena's dress. The other option is a company that I have never heard of, and I just found them and I just thought they're called Carla sewing patterns, and it looks to me like you put in your sizes and it gives you almost like a custom pattern. I've never kind of come across them before. This looks pretty similar. It's got the same square neckline and the seam coming from the bust down to the waist. I wasn't sure whether to include them because I've never heard of this company before, and I wasn't sure like the quality of the pattern, to be honest. So I thought the Hughes dress is the safe bet because we know they do fantastic patterns. But this one is definitely, it looks very similar to me. So yeah, any thoughts and suggestions, I'm all ears because I don't think I've got that perfect. Right, talking of not perfect, Fairy's summer dress. I just really struggled with this, and I thought it was going to be quite simple, which is more annoying than anything. So, mandarin collar, sleeveless, button down the front, quite loose fitting, but not sort of flared, just sort of quite straightish cut. So, on paper, very simple pattern. You'd think you'd be able to find it, but I really struggled, I have to say. I hunted and hunted and I couldn't find the perfect one. So I've got a really good option. I thought that the Cali shirt and shirt dress from Closet Core Patterns would work quite well. There's a mandarin collar option. It's dress, it's quite straight fitted. It does have these, it does have an option for, you could kind of cut off because the sleeves are almost, they're kind of grown on, so you could, that's pretty similar. The main thing that you'd have to change is the curve on the hem of this shirt. So yeah, not perfect. And if anyone has got a suggestion, because honestly, I looked for so long for this. This was the one I hunted for the longest and just couldn't work it out. So second to last, we've got Andrew's 40s contrast dress. This one was also a very tricky one, but we've definitely got it, and I'm nearly 100% sure this is bang on. It's the Butterick B6363. B6363. Oh, sorry, not very good with numbers and letters put together. So this one is almost spot on. So his dress was 1940s feel, actually a very simple shape. So button down the front, waist seam, bust darts. It had this really lovely little sort of Peter Pan collar that kind of swooped. It was quite a, not low cut, but quite a deep round collar, a deep round neckline with this little collar. And I'm pretty sure this one is bang on. So yeah, I was pleased that we found that one. The last pattern I actually didn't hunt for because it was Adina's dress, because it was self-drafted. They made quite a big thing about it, and it was beautifully cut and beautifully made. And the thing that was really interesting about it is it fastened down the side, so it was actually quite a simple shape. So it was a almost like a shift dress. The neckline was almost kind of quite high, buttoned here, then buttoned all the way down the side, and then it meant that you could open it up like this. So it was a really lovely shape, and I think it was, and it had lovely details, and it had little pin tucks and things. I did look for anything that fastened to the side and see, but there wasn't really anything similar, which is probably why she self-drafted. And it was absolutely fab make. So yes, anyone who's got suggestions for this dress, then I'm really up for hearing, because we definitely struggled. So that is it from us. We'll be back soon with another video. I hope you enjoyed, and yes, we'll see you next week for the next instalment of the Sewing Bee. Bye.